If you guys were watching before, you saw that this contractor asked us for a final payment for the work being completed. We came and we inspected the work. We did not approve. We gave them a list of things they needed to do based on the original scope of work. Now they said they've completed it and they're asking for payment again. So we're gonna go check out their work. I'm only gonna check out the inside right now. So we did ask them to do some things on the inside, but I wanna just start on the inside to see if it's even worth my time to look on the outside. All right, first thing, I can see daylight through this front door. That's a big no-no. That's gonna give people a bad feeling about the house as soon as they walk in. That, among other things. I can see right here that I have hardware that doesn't match. They've painted this white, which pisses me off to start. But you can see right around here where the wood was cut, so you can see the sawdust around this. That's just like a unfinished, shoddy feel. I have cobwebs right here that the contractor should have cleaned up. It was their job to deliver a finished product. And so now as I walk through here, you know, already I can see that when they tried to put this hardware in, they cracked the frame. But, you know, buyers are gonna see things like that, and it's just, they can't add it up like we're adding it up right now, but to them it just feels a little bit off. And so those are the types of things I'm looking for. I'm not quite sure why a door is just sitting here, but obviously on a finished product, I would have liked to see this done and out of here. I have a hole in the ceiling right here. I really try to not get too particular with things, but you know, there are just things that are complete laziness that need to get cleaned up. You know, I see like in the corner right there, some bad caulk, not to mention there's just material everywhere. There's a dishwasher that was supposed to be out of here. Right here, this protrusion could have been fixed. This could have been evened up, and that way it wouldn't have a bump right there, and that would look a lot slicker. What I asked to be done is for them to take out a panel all the way to the end so there wasn't this cutout. That would look a lot slicker, of course, and it shouldn't cost too much to do. Here you see the dirt around the dirty thermostat to start with. This obviously needs replaced. All right, now there are little things throughout. You can see some cracks here. I can see daylight in the bottom. Bigger yet is they didn't put the ends and the Formica in. Formica countertops like this, which you are gonna put in some like C and B class type of properties, you have to put the ends on. You actually heat them up and they stick on there, and once they set, they're stuck on for good. But we have the same issue over here. And whoever you buy these tops with, they're gonna sell the sides as well. That way you can cut them as you need. There's also the issue like these HVAC grills. I mean, this is a pretty standout bad thing that I wish the contractor would have taken care of. It's on the scope of work to paint these gray to really match the floors. I have a cracked window on the other side there. The windows were supposed to be repaired. It's a bad paint job right there. That's pretty particular, so I might not worry about that too much. There are things that I wouldn't normally worry about, but when I get sent to a house to look at it for a final pay, a final inspection, and there's all this crap that's not done, then I am gonna start looking at all the little things. Whereas normally, if it was a good contractor that I was dealing with, I would be like, whatever, that's good enough. It's not really gonna hurt the sale. You know, I'd probably end up blaming myself, thinking, I should have made a better scope of work. Now, as we get to the bathroom, this is where issues that really bother me start to come up. So I am really bothered by hardware being different throughout the house. So I make it a specific point, especially in the scope of work, that I want a stainless steel hardware package throughout the whole house. And, you know, that means to me that doorknobs, hinges, plumbing fixtures, light fixtures, the poles on the cabinets, they're all going to be stainless steel. And that kind of consistency throughout gives the perception of higher value in a house. But just look in this room where I have stainless steel, but it's all painted, looks like crap. I have chrome right here, but right next to it I have stainless steel. I have stainless steel right here. And then right next to it, I have chrome. And then if you come down here on this escutcheon, it's just painted, maybe rusted. And then in here, I have chrome, chrome, chrome. But right next to it, I have stainless steel. That drives me nuts. It's just not a consistent look. I have the same issues in this bathroom. We have chrome right here, chrome, but then I have stainless steel. Also, I have no mirrors. So there's these little things throughout the whole entire house. Right here, I have no trim. Obviously, it's dirty as can be, so that needs to be cleaned out. Now, I try not to get too particular about things, especially in a C-class house like this. We're gonna put it back on the market for rent or for sale, and people are gonna overlook some of those little things, like the paint around the trim. But all of these other things, they just add up to something that is, as a whole, not good at all, and not something that we want to sell to somebody else. And I'm really bothered by the contractor. You know, we try our best to set very clear expectations. We pay people really fast and ultimately try to make it a good place to work for people. But when you get sent out to properties like this multiple times, you know, it wastes everybody's time / money. And so we have to be a little bit more heavy-handed about that. And, you know, it always reminds me of when I was a kid. My dad would come down the hallway, you know, he'd tell me to clean my room. And I didn't want to clean my room. So I would do it a little bit, and then I'd tell him it was done. He'd come back down the hall and he'd say, "What are you doing? It's not clean at all. Why don't you clean it up?" So I'd do a little bit more, and then he'd come back down and he'd say, "It's still not clean." And we'd go back and forth a few times, and finally he'd say it's good enough. Well, I knew at that time that he wasn't saying it's good enough because it was actually cleaned. He just got tired of coming down the hallway. But when you're buying real estate for investment purposes, or if it's your own purposes, you just can't. You can't let yourself just say it's okay. If you set an expectation and you both agreed upon it, then you need to make sure that that gets delivered. And so what we're going to do with this one is we're going to call the contractor and we're going to let them know, hey, we found this list of things. I didn't even look on the outside because I didn't want to waste any more of my time. It's really obvious that you didn't spend the time to be thorough and actually finish the job that we agreed upon. I'm going to give you 1 week to have it done. If not, I'm going to send my own guys in or a different contractor, and whatever they charge me to finish what you didn't finish, I'm just going to take off of your final bill. And that leads me to one final point, that you always need to make sure that yes, you take care of contractors, you pay them quickly. However, you are always ahead on the money, meaning you don't pay it all until all of the work is done. Because when you do, you have nothing to stand on them to get them back here and finish the job.